Vibe coding is a new way of thinking about software development. It significantly changes software development. Tasks that could take 100 hours now can take 8 hours or even less. You need to define the rules, what can be shared to AI, how code is reviewed, and who is responsible for final results. The number one rule is to not trust AI-generated code blindly. Hello, my name is Kruts, and I am web development lead at Lemberg Solutions. Today we'll talk about vibe coding, all the buzz around it, and how it can cut development costs.
What is vibe coding and why is it gaining attention in the tech community?
Vibe coding is a new way of thinking about software development. That term was first introduced by Andrew Karpathy, one of the leaders in AI research. Means when instead of writing code line by line as usual, developers give some AI tool prompt and that tool generates code instead of you. It significantly changes software development and how software economy works. Imagine that tasks that could take days now can take hours. So you can easily create some prototypes, experiment more with lower costs and more efficiency.
Is it something that any organization can realistically adopt?
Yes, but approach will be different for different types of organizations. For startups, it's a really game changer. With less resources, you can deliver products much faster with more efficiency. For mid-size agencies or SaaS companies, it's also very efficient. So you can also deliver your product faster and you can free up developers to focus more on architecturing software instead of writing code. For enterprise companies, it's a bit more complex, but still possible with correct regulations, compliances, and making sure you take care about security. For government agencies, it's the most complex. But even there, it is possible when you work with some private or local environments.
Can vibe coding speed up project delivery and reduce development costs?
Yes, definitely. So, for example, tasks that could take 100 hours now can take 8 hours or even less. But there is a catch. You need senior developers who will review that code written by AI and they can understand it and guarantee that code is secure and maintainable in the future. So instead of having a big team of developers who manually write the code, you need less developers but more experienced that can guarantee and support the stability of the product.
When it comes to data privacy, does vibe coding pose any risks?
By default, yes. So when you use free or open AI tools, your data can be used by that companies for training, and it's not good for sensitive projects. But there is a good news. So for enterprise level products, there are a lot of paid tools that can guarantee that your data will not be used for training and your data will be secure. Even for government level of projects, you can set up your local infrastructure and use local LLMs, and there you will totally control what you own.
How to implement vibe coding into existing development processes?
The best approach is to start with a project where speed of delivery is more important than quality and you can experiment. Then at team level, you need to define the rules, what can be shared to AI, how code is reviewed, and who is responsible for final results. At organization level, it's important to provide those tools, give some training to your people, and then measure results. So try to track some metrics, for example, like how much time was spent on tasks. With right guardrails, AI fits smoothly to agile or DevOps workflows and become natural extensions of your team processes.
How to pick the right tool for vibe coding and what criteria really matter?
The market of AI tools grows so quickly that new tools appears almost every week. So instead of focusing on some companies or brands, focus on principles. First, security and privacy. Make sure that AI tool will guarantee that your data will be secure and not used for training if you don't want. Second, integration. Can it fit nicely in your current process and your existing tools like Git, CI/CD, project management tools, etc. Third, usability. Does it help developers to understand and test the output and not just generate the code? Fourth, customization. Can it adapt for your domain and knowledge expertise? And finally, scalability and support. Does the vendor guarantee long-term maintenance and support?
When starting with wipe coding, what should teams be careful about?
The number one rule is to not trust AI-generated code blindly. It might look correct, but it might hide some security issues, mistakes, or just don't meet your coding standards. So make sure all AI-generated code is reviewed by experienced developer and make sure it's well tested before going to production.
Does web coding change the role of software engineers in the long run?
Yes, but in a positive way. Instead of writing repetitive code, developers will focus more on designing systems and solving more complex tasks. For senior developers, it means their role will be shifting from executive to leadership roles, especially because they are ones who set standards and can mentor others and guarantee that software is used responsibly.